This is Ask Dr. Ben. I'm Dr. Ben Newman, and I study coronaviruses, so you don't have to. Yeah. Let's get to your next question, which is also from Holly. Yeah, hello again, Holly. Let's see. Okay. Question. Big question. Wow. What will it take to get rid of SARS coronavirus 2 at this point? Is it still a possibility? Yeah, I have to believe it is a possibility, and I think it is actually the more likely outcome. But let's go into that. So it's my understanding that it isn't through vaccination alone. But say we get 70% of the U.S. vaccinated. Let's let's say, yeah, on a good day, there would still need to be distancing and masking. Right? For how long? Yeah, for a while, but not forever. What should we continue to do? Yeah, do our job. Get vaccinated and wear a mask until the numbers go down. Let's see. And so, pretty much doing what we started doing almost a year ago. I know you must be so tired of that. There are days when I feel real tired of it. But yeah, then you remember it's like, oh yeah, we're getting closer to the end. And I think I've said it before, but it's like one of those old cop movies where the guy just has, 2 more weeks to retirement or 2 more months to retirement. I don't need this today. Not not me, not to me. And so I'm looking at it that way. We are getting closer to the end. We've got a way out now, and it's a matter of staying strong and just getting to that finish line. Yeah, is the way I see it. So, all right, can we? What'll it take to get rid of SARS coronavirus 2? Vaccinating the world. And I think this is going to be one of those things where we probably have to not have so many what you call conscientious objectors to vaccination, because it's a thing, and it's a wonderful luxury of the times that we live in, that infectious disease is generally so rare that you can say, oh, I don't feel like vaccinating little Timmy or myself or whatever. We're gonna eat whatever instead. Yeah. Drink some essential oil instead. Yeah, that kind of stuff doesn't really come from science. It comes from people's feelings, and people have all kinds of feelings, but I feel like this is a feeling, yeah. I feel like this is an existential crisis for humanity, in the sense that if we mess this up, humanity ceases, or at least civilization as we know it, ceases to exist in the form that, like the good things that people like. So I think there is very much a reason to do this, like preserving, yeah, all the nice things that we do, and like civil society. I feel like it is worth it to to unfortunately require vaccination, or I don't know, just got to do it. Just got to do it. So it's going to have to start in some places and gradually move out to the rest of the world. I would be more in favor of a saturation vaccination policy where you pick an area. You pick a Chicago, or you pick a, I don't know, Honolulu or something. Or you pick whatever, Mexico City, I don't care. And you just get as much vaccine into as many people as possible. And you just say, nope, this is what we're doing. Because right now, you don't get a lot of that. You don't get a lot of this is what we have to do, except when we're talking about, I don't know, laws and, seatbelt rules and taxes and stuff like that. There are plenty of things that people have to do. There are requirements for certain immunizations before you are allowed to start school, and there's a requirement in general that you start school or demonstrate that you're doing the equivalent. I just feel like it's going to be one of those. And so it's going to brush up against people's ideas of what, like where the state should begin and end, and where the individual's sort of reserved rights should begin and end. I think that's the real question, and you don't want to hear a molecular biologist address that question, because honestly, I'm not the right guy. but I can give you a pretty good picture of the stakes and of, I think, what it's going to take to actually clear this up. So yeah, we've got claims of vaccine nationalism coming up. And so this is other countries that didn't bother to develop their own experimental vaccines for however many hundreds of billions of dollars we put into that. And are now saying, well, can we have some too? Like, we have money, we'd like to buy the vaccine, and don't be a jerk. Yeah. Because, frankly, I've heard this a couple times over the last few days, and it's totally true. As long as a single person on the face of this earth has COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, everybody else is at risk, and we're going to have to keep vaccinating, and we're going to have to keep doing things. When we get down to a stage where there's not much virus, when we get down to a stage like New Zealand has been at, like Australia's been at, they have little tiny flare-ups now and again, but they're watching really closely. Iceland have done a wonderful job at turning a pretty big problem into just one of the world's smallest problems. They are essentially virus free, but people move around. People like to vacation. People go to different places for business, holidays. Yeah, so you can't completely restrict movement around the world without having some big consequences. And so, because of that, yeah, whenever anybody is sick, there will have to be enhanced, very heavily enhanced precautions, like quarantine after travel, like testing before you leave and testing after you arrive, maybe. Stuff like that, just until we get a handle on this. So right now, we definitely don't have a handle on this in America, but there are some countries where the number of cases is quite low, or the number of cases is effectively zero. And they've been able to hold it down to low or effectively zero with those measures, with controls on bringing it in. I would treat this like a forest fire. I would say you got to pick somewhere and you got to put it out. You don't want to put out every 10th tree and then hope that the other 9 don't, flare up and do something bad while your back is turned. I think you want to absolutely wipe out the virus in an area, and you want to push that boundary out, out, out until you've got the whole world. I would say at this point, countries and people have a long history of fighting against each other, but we do not have much of a history, and in some cases, no history of fighting together. We have to all basically be on the same side of this one, and it is the fate of humanity, just like in all those stupid superhero movies that is, I believe, quite literally online, or rather, the good parts about being human. Restaurants, places to go, books and things to read, movies to watch, stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that's where the conflict is. The conflict is between what people like. You're not the boss of me. You can't tell me what to do. And this is a thing we all need to do. It would be nice if everybody just agreed and, read all the papers and said, whoa, yeah, okay, this is something we all need to do. But I don't think, I don't think that's possible to get everybody intellectually on the same side. So you need people that are in positions of power that are trying to do the right thing instead of not do the right thing or say one thing and do another thing. And that's maybe we're moving toward that. It's early, but we have the tools now to be able to stop this once and for all. And with a big rollout, we ought to be able to drive this virus to extinction by summertime in at least all the countries where there is active vaccine manufacture, which were the ones that were really hard hit, or where there's enough testing to know how hard they were hit. And I think by the end of the year, once we've really ramped up vaccine production, you can talk about trying to knock it out in South America. Going through Africa is going to be a slog, but it can be done. This can all be done. certain parts of Asia. Yeah, it's going to be hard to get to every Uzbek village, but it's going to be possible. This is something that is very possible. So, we've eradicated other diseases in the past. We've knocked out smallpox. We've gone out and we're still really, really close to the end. Poliovirus is finally on the ropes to the point where, yeah, I think within a few years it's just going to finally fizzle out and be gone. And that'll be a beautiful day. I think this has got to be the next one. And I think we've got better and faster each time we've done this. And I think, yeah, we're entering a new age. And if we can pull this off, think of the benefits. There are things like, I don't know, giant space stations and travel to other planets that individual governments, that's a lot of money for any one to put together. But you put enough governments working on the same side, enough people behind it, and I think a lot more is possible. Yeah, so maybe we move toward the Star Trek Starfleet, kind of future. And yeah, that would be a really weird side benefit of COVID-19, but honestly, I'll take it if it's there. Yeah. So, again, I guess we're talking more feelings than facts on this one, and well, it's a long one, but thank you. I think that's enough. So yeah, once again, thanks very much for writing in, and yeah, okay, you grew up in College Station. It was a nice place to live. That's good. I like it so far. Yeah. For now, this has been Ask Dr. Ben, and stay strong out there. Yeah, we can do this. I believe it.